connected in all the different platforms. We're going live in different platforms, so more people get to listen to these live. So today something came up, and I want to share with you guys the fear of action and the fear of inaction. So what's going on in this kind of dance that we're in, where many times we're stuck, not doing what we need to do, but then suddenly as we get closer to a deadline, we get closer to, we gotta, yeah, let's put it a deadline. There we go. So as we get closer to a deadline, what happens is that first we have the fear of action. If things don't go well, we start thinking we're not good enough, we're not going to make it, when it's not going to be perfect, whatever it is. So the fear of action, of taking action and failing, is whatever number, 5, 6, 7, whatever scale, it's up here. The fear of inaction, because there's no, right now, maybe there's no deadline, it's down here. So what happens as we start getting closer of a deadline, the fear of inaction starts scaling. And that's why so many people work best with deadlines, because as the fear of action is up here and the fear of inaction, if I don't do anything, I'm going to cross the deadline, I'm going to be screwed, whatever it is, this goes up. And that's when we start taking actions. And that's where a lot of people do to be able to take actions, yes, in their life, in their business, whatever it is that they're struggling with. So what I want to bring here is to your attention that even people out there, big gurus, are teaching exercises where they make you visualize the worst case scenario if you keep going down the road you're going. So if you're not taking action, the fear of action is here. And suddenly you start picturing, what would happen if you don't take action in your business? You're not going to make any money. You're going to need to go to 9 to 5. You're going to lose your house. You're going to lose your family. You're going to lose whatever. Or if you have an addiction, if you if you keep doing that, what's going to happen with your family, with friends, whatever? They start bringing that image inside of your mind of the not doing anything, inaction. So now that spikes the inaction fear. If I don't do anything, what's going to happen? And that's when I start taking actions. Any of those things that are going on, guys, you need to understand that they're screwing up your mind. Because if there's a part of me that isn't reaching out to clients, that isn't communicating with your partner, that isn't falling into addictions, there's a reason behind it. I'm not saying it's okay, like everything is fine, don't get me wrong. But if you're doing any type of addiction, you are covering up the pain inside of you and feeling a little bit better with that addiction. Or you're not taking actions, that in case changing your addiction, or taking actions towards improving your life, doing exercise, eating better, growing your business, whatever it is. So the inaction, what I'm feeling stuck, there's a reason why you're feeling stuck. So if I push myself to take actions, unfortunately, what I'm doing, again, as the video that I spoke the other day, is pushing yourself, is disconnecting and not acknowledging and accepting that there's a part of you that has valid reasons not to be doing what you expected to do. So again, if I'm not taking action because I have fear of the consequences, or failing, not being good enough, not being adequate, whatever it is, because of taking actions, whatever it is, if I do to bring up the fear of inaction, setting a deadline, that, many times what people say, we're getting to the end of the year and people say, okay, so next year, towards the end of the year, I'm going to do this changes in my life, I'm going to do this or that. And they set all this plan for next year. Next year hits and suddenly they find themselves that they're just stuck and weren't able to do any changes in their life, because that deadline was put by yourself. But when you have a deadline that is external, most people, again, as you're going to let down somebody else, if you're going to disappoint somebody else, you might lose your job, whatever it is, you push yourself to this inaction fear to spike, and then you take actions. But that has a big toll to your body and to your mind, because when you get to that, when people wait till the last minute to study, whenever people wait till the last minute to give in a document, whatever it is, unfortunately, what happens is we have high levels of stress. High levels of stress starts bringing problems inside of us. And it brings problems to our mind too, because you're pushing yourself. So again, what I spoke a little bit, but I wanted to bring the fear of action versus the fear of inaction. A lot of people that are procrastinating, they're procrastinating because of the fear of action. But then suddenly again, they visualization or this kind of bad thing could happen if I don't do whatever. When the fear of inaction is bigger than the fear of action, they take action, of course. So they stop procrastinating. And this is what I've been teaching for so many years now, guys. That is old school. That pays a big toll to your mind, to your body, that I wouldn't recommend. It's like drinking a little bit of chlorine or, whatever it is, it's something toxic. It might be a small dose, but in the long run, it's going to affect you in a negative way. So instead of pushing yourself, instead of waiting for the fear of inaction to grow bigger, to take actions, you need to identify the why. Why I am feeling fear of inaction. Because I might feel that I'm not going to do it right. I might feel that I might fail. I might feel that I'm inadequate. Those are your beliefs in the belief system inside of your subconscious mind. So use those moments to connect with your belief system, with your subconscious mind, to understand what's going on, to understand why is it bothering you, to understand what you need to change. Instead of pushing yourself, instead of paying this big toll with these deadlines, I don't need deadlines. I just finished putting together 8 months of posts for my social media. I'm trying to do as many lives as I can between sessions, between working with people, between life itself, to share with you guys more and more knowledge, more insight. So I'm not procrastinating, I'm not postponing those things, because I work with my why. If I'm not taking actions, I ask myself, why am I not taking action? What is this making me feel? Why is this making me feel uncomfortable? Whatever it is that's bothering me, I try to deal with it, to understand, to go deeper, to identify the belief system, the beliefs that are holding me back. If you change your beliefs, then there's not going to be any fear of inaction, because if I feel adequate, I'm not going to be afraid of taking actions. And I'm not going to need to feel that fear of inaction to be able to take actions. And that's the game that most people play with: fear of action, fear of inaction, coming up, boom, they take action in their life. But they don't see the impact that it's taking in their body. If you look back when you had to study for 24 hours straight or 12 hours straight, non-sleeping, whatever, working on a computer till very late at night or even to the next morning to hand in a paper, whatever, how did you feel the next day? Drained, with no energy. And I work a whole day, and for me, this is 7 p.m. right now, where I'm at right now, and I still have a lot of energy. I feel really well because, again, I'm connected with myself. I'm changing the beliefs around whatever might be holding me back. And I feel happy about doing this life. I don't need to push myself to do lives. I don't need to push myself to do stuff. I do it because I want it. I don't need to picture the worst case scenario to then be able to take actions. So very, very careful, guys, who you follow, who you listen, because most people out there are playing this game. And it's screwing up your mind. It's helping, it's getting results, yes, but you don't see the toll it's having on you. So I hope this makes sense. If you're liking this, send me some love. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll try to keep doing lives pretty often, to keep giving value, to talk about different things, connect the dots to help you out understand what's going on in your life. Okay, so if you're watching live right now, if you want to drop a hashtag live right here, I know you're around, or a hashtag replay if you're watching replay. Thank you very much, guys, for stopping by, for listening. I hope this is making sense. This is Tommy Walker, the Mind Engineer.